Good morning. What is up, everybody? Happy Friday, June 27th. We're already at the end of June. That's kind of crazy, but yeah, man. We got ourselves quite the day in the MLB, I think. I'm pretty optimistic about this slate. Uh, we're off back-to-back days. Honestly, I think back-to-back-to-back days where it's been pretty ugly offensively. I posted a tweet yesterday. 50% of teams in the MLB yesterday scored 1 or 0 runs. And the day before, 10 out of 30 teams scored 1 or 0 runs. So 50 and 33% back-to-back days in terms of run production has been bad for offenses. Now, I don't know if that has something to do with some day games and weather fatigue, dead balls where they're just not flying as far as they should be, or what, but it has been a grind for offenses the last couple days in the MLB. On the other side, though, pitchers haven't been doing outstanding with strikeouts either. It's just been, flyouts, groundouts, flyouts, groundouts, a couple strikeouts here and there. But books must be raking in some cash the last couple days because nothing's going on. Just nothing. Unless you're betting unders on everything. If you're betting unders on everything, you've probably been doing pretty well the last 2 days. Well, let's go over how this is going to work. First and foremost, this stream will be posted live on YouTube in about 2 hours once this is done. If you are watching this now on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post these recaps every day. The way we do this is we go over game by game, the entire slate in the MLB, talk about all the different types of plays that I think have some value to them. It's more of like an initial glance into what the slate looks like, because right now we do not have confirmed lineups at 10 a.m. Eastern right now. So we are speculating a little bit about where guys are in the order, who's playing, and whatnot, but it's a really good general overview of what we're working with for the day. If you are subscribed to the site right here, rudebets.com, those lineups do get imported as they are confirmed, so you can check closer to the slate starting where guys are in the lineups, if their projection values have changed, and things like that. So make sure you guys do go subscribe and sign up to the website right there and use this tool that is on my right side, or the right side of your screen. And yeah, let's get into the first game of the day. New York Mets at Pittsburgh Pirates. David Peterson versus Mitch Keller. Both of these guys have been pretty good this year. For being honest, both of these guys have been pretty good this year. Negative 8% weather factor in Pittsburgh, so nothing really crazy. Not outstanding weather for offense today. But what we are working with here is some decent pitch mixes, I guess, on the Mets. Nothing crazy good. I think Alonso's probably, he's a 5.93. He's the best here for general props. Let's see if he has any history. He's 0 for 13 versus Mitch Keller. Yikes. 1.86 total bases per hit. 316 versus righties. Ay. He does really well against the cutter, and he's pretty good against the fastball. I think Alonso's solid today for general props, but this game, with both of these pitchers being so solid this year, I think there are better games on the slate, better options to look into. Mets at minus 149. That price is not bad, actually. I do not mind that price. So if you're looking for a money line player, you're tuning in right now and you hear me talk about this, and you want to take a team as a straight, I think the Mets at minus 148, minus 149 is a solid price. I anticipate that probably will get some closing line value. Mitch Keller is solid. The Mets are relatively cold, but David Peterson, if we look at these pitch mix matchups for the Pirates today, 2-2, 1-2, 0-1, 1-0-2. Nobody matches up well against his pitch mix. And even better yet, if we look at the batting average versus left-handed pitching, Cruz is at 110. McCutcheon's really good at 319. That's respectable. And Nick Gonzalez is respectable at 286 on a small sample size. Other than that, 225, 197, 138, 229, 159, 250. I don't know, man. The Pirates do not hit lefties well, and David Peterson has been a pretty solid lefty this year. So I think at minus 149, great value. That would be the play here in this game, honestly. It would just be taking the Mets to win. Or even the Mets for first 5. I wonder what that would look like. Let's just quickly take a check. First half money line. Or spread would be Mets minus, so even money. They think the Pirates are going to win the first. I don't see that. First half money line, Mets. Okay, so if you take them at the money line, minus 140. But if you just take them for the spread, which is the exact same thing, I guess the only thing you would lose on is the push here, but Plus 100, I think that's worth it. I think they can take a lead in the first 5 here. That's not a terrible option either, but I really do like the money line overall at minus 148. It's pretty good value. Even if other books are offering it lower, like Pinnacle and Profit X, you're probably not on those. You could get on Profit X if you wanted, though, and get a better price there. Yes, that's really the only play in that game. A's Yankees. We'll just quickly stay here on this money line page. I have the Yankees at minus 129. Not good value. Terrible value on the Yankees today, in my opinion, for the money line at minus 250. Really not good value. Negative 3% weather factor for home runs here. Mitch Spence versus Will Warren. You had a question about player profit. What is it? Mitch Spence versus Will Warren. Interesting matchup here. Will Warren's been kind of on and off. Mitch Spence is all right. He's been decent at limiting home runs at least. But against guys who can hit the cutter really well, he's in trouble. So if we look at these pitch mix matchups for the A's today, we have Jacob Wilson with a 5.53. That's actually, while relatively that's a solid pitch mix, it's not bad. For Jacob Wilson, that's pretty bad. He's positive runs above average against a lot of pitches. So the only one he's negative against is the fastball, which is about 60% of Will Warren's pitches. So Jacob Wilson, I probably would fade him today. Nick Kurtz looks pretty solid today. I don't know if I like him that much for a home run at 14%. Let's see what his odds are, though. Nick Kurtz plus 500. I wish I was a little higher. I wish it was like 550. I really wish it was 550, and I would be more excited about it. He would be the number one option to take for a home run today on the A's, but I'd lean more so for Nick Kurtz maybe just getting a hit today instead, but it wouldn't be a bad option for a home run on this team if you had to pick one. Rooker, he's all right for general props today. Jacob Wilson, like I said, I probably wouldn't touch just based on his pitch mix being lower than normal, and he's bad against the fastball. Lawrence Butler, yeah, he's okay, just not great. You're looking at getting a account for that question. If we're doing it, say 250 for 10,000 is 10,000 one-time use. Like say about 100 to 100, you get 70% profit. Yeah, that goes back in. You just it's like a normal account. The only difference is you can't withdraw the whole account. You can only withdraw the profit, if that makes sense. So for player profit, that question, your $100 goes back into the bankroll, but you can't withdraw the initial bet, if that makes sense. You can only withdraw the profit part. But that part would stay in your bankroll, and you would grow your bankroll like any other bankroll would. It's just the withdrawal is different. The withdrawal is only the profit. No. You can't draw down that far. Yeah, no. Nope. So, going back to this game here. Yeah, I just can't say that I'm really in love with many people on the A's today. I don't think they just don't match up well enough. There obviously are going to be people who cash out on hits, runs, and RBIs on this team. It's just hard looking at the data to pick one with a good justification. Maybe Rooker here. Maybe Rooker's a good option. Jacob Wilson, he's just such a good batting average. It's just I don't like that he struggles against fastballs. He doesn't struggle that bad, though. Only minus a half a run, basically. So he's not awful, but I just would fade him today, personally. Yeah, Rooker could be all right for general props. Kurtz maybe for general props or a home run, but that's about it. On the other side, Trent Grisham matches up really well here, 8.3 pitch mix rating, because he's really good against the cutter, and that is 48% of Mitch Spence's pitches is a cutter. So when you look at it from that perspective, Trent Grisham, he's in home run conversations now. 18% isn't terrible. His odds for a home run today are 470, which is fair value. 456 is what I have him at. So from that perspective, I think he's a good value play. He reminds me a lot of Brandon Lowe yesterday, who hit a home run. Talked about him yesterday on the video. How he was good value at plus 440. It's about what we had him at. We had him at plus 400 as fair odds. Great value play. He hit a home run. It worked out. Today, this is a very similar spot. Great matchup, 8.30. Dominates cutters. Good power versus righties. Could be a great option for a home run. Also, pretty solid for just getting a hit or hits, runs, and RBIs. Aaron Judge with a 10 out of 10 matchup. His odds are cooked for a home run, though, so it's not worth it at plus 195 today. It's a terrible break even. Mitch Spence just doesn't give up enough homers for Judge to be worth it at that price. If Mitch Spence was throwing meatballs, then yeah, I guess so. But his home run numbers are low enough this year where he might not give one up today. Judge is really good against the cutter, so he could hit one. I just don't think he's worth it at plus 195 or plus 172 or any of those plus 100 anythings. Judge would definitely be someone in play, though, today for hits, runs, and RBIs. Probably even a walk or a strikeout. But yeah. Cody Bellinger doesn't look that good today against the pitch mix. Paul Goldschmidt's decent against the pitch mix. Jazz is okay. Pretty big drop off here. No one really that great against it. I guess you could take like Goldschmidt for a hit, but yeah, today I think it's really just Trent and Judge on this side of the Yankees lineup that looks worth taking in various options, whether it's home runs or hits or RBIs or total bases, things of that nature. Their pitch mixes are really strong. They're great matchups, and that's what I look for when it comes to having confidence in taking a player. Goldschmidt, though, he isn't terrible, so you could get away with Goldie for a hit. Rays Orioles. Rays Orioles, negative 3% weather. We have a lean to the Rays here in this game. Let's just see what that is. Money line here is Rays minus 132. It's fair value. I have it at minus 137. If you can get it minus 126, that's a good price there on FanDuel. I think that is a favorable price right there at minus 126. Pretty much a synthetic hold of 0 almost, minus 120 plus 118, so it's close enough. Yeah, not terrible for that. If you take the Rays on the money line today, it's actually not a bad play. If we look at these batter matchups, interesting. Brandon Lowe, pretty poor pitch mix here today against Sugano. Aranda's solid today. I think Aranda looks good for general props again today. Yandy Diaz, actually, I wanted to look into that. I said yesterday that I thought Yandy Diaz was due what goes up must come down kind of logic. Was due to break his hit streak. I don't know if he did. Yeah, he went 0 for 3. Hit streak is broken officially. I kind of figured that was coming, so hopefully I had saved somebody from taking that play yesterday. The writing was on the wall. Today he looks okay at a 4.78. His batting average is high enough where maybe he gets back in the hits category, but don't feel that great about it. I would much rather be on Aranda for general props today on the Rays. Jake Mangum looks pretty solid too. Great pitch mix and batting average versus hand. I do like Mangum for general props today. If you want to take him for a hit, that's not a bad option. That is not a bad option to take Mangum for one hit today. No history, but his batting average is so solid here. He dominates cutters. Yeah, I think Mangum is a good play today for hits. If you really want to get weird, you could maybe look at hits, runs, and RBIs. But I don't really love these guys to drive him in for an RBI underneath him. So I would just stay with Mangum for a hit today. He's probably the best option. Aranda looks pretty solid too. For home runs, Caminero would be home run or bust today. I mean, plus 400 isn't terrible value. That's exactly what we have as fair odds at. And Brandon Lowe at plus 400, it's a little bit negative expected value with such a low pitch mix for both of these guys. I can't say I'm confident in them hitting home runs today, but they would be the options in this game. I would lean more towards Caminero today. But yeah, Orioles, they also don't really match up too well against Pepio in this one. A lot of threes, a lot of 3 out of 10s. Too many, in my opinion. Holiday, maybe you could take Holiday for a hit here, but his pitch mix is ugly. Let's see why. Interesting. Fastball he's good at. I think Holiday's okay for a hit today. Kind of, I can't say I love it, though. I can't say I love it. I think the Orioles are generally a fade here. Colton Cowser for a home run is not bad at plus 450. I think Cowser would be the home run option here on this team. His pitch mix is very low, unfortunately, but his pitch mix is usually pretty low. He's negative against a lot of different pitches except for a cutter and splitter. He's good enough against the fastball that he could get away with it. He's really bad against the changeup and the slider. But he would be the option today for a home run on this team. Ramon Laureano as a secondary at plus 600 as a long shot would also be all right. But Cowser and Laureano would be the only two guys I would consider for a home run. Cowser being the favorite there. Overall, not a huge amount of confidence in this game for home runs. There will be some. but there's not enough confidence for me to say who outside of saying Cowser, Laureano, and Caminero, or maybe Lowe. But I don't know that I'm at any of them to the slips. I might throw Cowser into something as a long shot here because I do think he's good value at plus 450. So we'll see. Next game, Twins Tigers. Twins are now a TBD, so we might not have any lines here. Yeah, Twins have gotten moved to a TBD, so this is a tough one. Festa is probably still going to pitch. Last time Festa pitched, they had an opener for an inning, maybe 2 innings, and then Festa came in and he got wrecked. If Festa does come in, a lot of guys in the Tigers look pretty solid. But right now against Sawyer Gipson-Long, who also is subject to change, some of these guys look pretty solid for general props today. Buxton looks pretty solid for general props overall. His home run odds are cooked at 300. I don't love that. I think that's way too juiced. Larnach, not really a home run guy today. We had him yesterday for one. Today, not really. Cody Clemens could be a solid home run option here. Plus 605 or plus 500 here on DraftKings. For Clemens, that's not bad. I think that's the best option on the Twins today for a home run. That's the best value, too. Outside of that, though, Willie Castro, Larnach, Buxton, even Wallner. Probably not Wallner. But Larnach and Buxton for sure for general props look pretty solid. And then Clemens for a home run. Now, if we see David Festa as the starter, if that ends up being the actual designated first inning starting pitcher, that's what we're going to talk about here for the Tigers. I love Riley Green today. So I'm praying that Festa becomes the pitcher, or they at least announce that he's going to be the pitcher at some point. Riley Green looks great. A lot of these guys look amazing for general props, though. The first 3 in the order, Torres, Carpenter, Green, outstanding for general props. Unfortunately, though, I am leaning towards probably 70, 80% certainty they're going to start a left-handed pitcher here to go after these guys. It's going to shift the order around. Kerry Carpenter will drop. Jahmai Jones probably gets put in. It's going to be weird if they do go the opener route. If they don't, though, or if Festa ends up coming in and you want to play some live bets for Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter for general props, look awesome. Torkelson's kind of good either way. If they bring a lefty in to face him, he's great for home runs. If they don't, then he's good for general props. So, man, all these guys match up so well against Festa. Juancillo Perez with a 10 out of 10 rating as well could be another great option here. But we just don't have lines for these Tigers right now, so we can't really do much about it. But just keep an eye on that one. If David Festa's pitching, have a field day with the Tigers. They look like they all could be good options. But you got to wait and see. Cardinals, Guardians, great home run weather here today. Just bad home run hitting teams. It's the downside of this Cardinals, Guardians game is neither of these teams really hit home runs at a consistent rate. If we look at money line here, Cardinals actually have a lean to them. Let's see what that is. Okay, so Cardinals are favored here, minus 128, minus 122. It's fair value. It's pretty much exactly what the book has. So not a ton of value in it. I think that they're all right play, the Cardinals to win, but there's just not enough value in it to say that you're getting much for that minus 120 number. Nerfy could be in play here. Let's look at first run total. First inning runs, Nerfy minus 120, minus 110 is not bad. Minus 120 is what we have the Nerfy at on the site here. So if you guys do sign up for the site, rudebets.com, every single game has this page where you get the Nerfy and the Yerfy factors as well. Let's go back to home runs, though. Batter home runs over under and then to hit a home run. Is there a difference? I guess we'll just stick on this one. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me just see if there's a difference in the odds on that. Plus 330 there. Okay, so there's not. This is just a cleaner dashboard. Okay. Pitch mix wise, Brendan Donovan's the best option here, 5.07. Donovan's good for general props today, in my opinion. I think he's someone that you could add on to anything here against Luis Ortiz. 5.07 on the pitch mix, 344 versus righties. Should get at least one hit today. Looks solid for hits, runs, and RBIs. I don't mind that. Not really seeing anybody on the Cardinals that stands out as like a home run candidate. We have nobody really above 10% chance. And they're not giving you those odds. So, yeah, they're not going to give you those odds. But, yeah, I think Donovan today for general props is really good. That's really all I would touch. On the other side, Quan for general props is pretty solid. Jose Ramirez, I don't know, is he playing today or not? He's got one lineup on FanDuel. I don't know if he's going to play. He did get hit yesterday with a pitch. Might not play. He would be the best option for a home run here today, but at 420, it's a little bit of negative expected value on the home run odds. He's more of like a plus 600 kind of play. No one else really looks that good from a pitch mix perspective besides Quan and Ramirez. So, yeah, pretty tough one here. Not a ton in this game. Quan for general props is a solid play, but Sonny Gray for Ks could be all right. He could be all right today. Sonny Gray on strikeouts. His line is 5.5 at minus 140. I have him going for about 6. At minus 145, it's not terrible. But you're going to probably need him to go 6 innings today. I wish his line was 4.5. Appreciate it, Devil Dog. Yeah, everything's good. Hopefully, same to you. His 4.5 at minus 310 is too juiced to take that as well. For him to chalk a minus 310 line would be crazy. I don't know. I think Sonny Gray's okay. Just 6 is a lot of strikeouts in today's game. A lot of guys aren't going for 6 strikeouts anymore. It's rare. Seen a lot of 4, a lot of 5 strikeout games from pitchers. So Sonny's okay for strikeouts, but I don't know if it's a kind of outstanding play, but it's not bad. Yeah, that's kind of it. This game's pretty much a nothing burger. Padres Reds, this is a good game. Let me change music here. Sorry. Okay. Padres Reds. I like the Padres today on a lot of different factors, although the matchup for the game itself is interesting. There might be some... Oh, it's pretty close here, too. There might be some value on the Reds as an underdog here. I know it's against Cease, but there might be some value. And if we look at strikeouts, Cease at 6.5. Now, that's actually not a bad line. I don't mind Cease at 6.5. I think there's enough variance there where you could get away with that. Yeah, Cease for 6.5 isn't bad. 5.5 at minus 290 also isn't a terrible line. If it's over 300, I wouldn't touch it. But minus 290 as an alt isn't terrible either. But going into this game, Merrill matches up the best here with a 6.4. So Merrill for general props today I think is really good. Hits, runs, and RBIs is a solid play, or hits for Jackson Merrill. Machado also for general props is pretty good. Tatis would be home run or bust for me. I don't love his line at 275 or at 250, 260. It's not that far off of fair value. It's just a little juiced. It is a little juiced for Tatis. But it's not terrible. Especially if you can get him on ESPN at 275. I think that's pretty fair. Close to fair. Plus 300 would be a spot where I'd be like, yeah, I'm all in. Luis Ariz, not good on the pitch mix, not enough. A lot of these other guys not that great on the pitch mix. Gavin Sheets, though, as a home run candidate, it's not bad today. Plus 420 for Sheets, that's decent value. I'm at 488, so it's a little bit of negative expected value, but plus 420 for Sheets isn't terrible. He's also very due. So I don't mind Gavin Sheets as a home run play today alongside Fernando Tatis. And then Merrill and Machado for general props. Other side, TJ Friedl. Friedl looks pretty solid today for general props. 5.67 against Cease. If there's anybody on the Reds, it's going to be probably him or Ellie. He does have the best pitch mix. Ellie's swinging a hot bat. Ellie's not terrible either. Wouldn't take him for a home run. Wouldn't really take any of these guys for a home run. Ellie would be the number one option, but at plus 425, Ellie should be higher than that. He should be closer to plus. He should be plus 500 today, for being honest, at least. So the books are squeezing you on that line. I don't think it's really worth it, but he would be the option to take. Outside of that, nobody else really matches up that well in the Reds. Friedl for general props, maybe Ellie for general props, but they're not in great matchups against Dylan Cease. So really would be these two that are the best. Jackson Merrill being the best. I think Jackson Merrill's one you got to add on to a slip today. But yeah. And then Tatis and Sheets for home runs look like really good options today. Tatis with a little bit of bad value, but it's all right. It's not terrible. Jays Sox. Negative 11 home run factor. 50-50 game. No real lean in this one. Absolute 50-50 game. Jose Barrios versus Bello. I don't know if, once again, don't know if Vlad's playing. He also left a game with an injury yesterday. It looks like he is with all these lines being up. Sounds like he's probably going to play with all those lines being up. Nobody really looks good for a home run on that side. I mean, really in this game at all. But general props today, I think if Vladdy plays, he's probably pretty solid for general props. You got to take Bo Bichette for a hit's decent. Barger for a hit's decent. But they don't match up too well. Springer matches up okay with a 5.51, but he has bad power against righties. Ernie Clement also matches up well with the pitch mix, but he's pretty bad against righties. Jays are a bit tough today. This game overall is a bit tough. Let's look at maybe this could be a pitcher's game for pitcher props. What is going on here? Pitcher strikeout. Barrios at 5.5 is a lot, man. It's not terrible value at plus money. And then Bella also, nothing really there for strikeouts. Barrios at plus money is not a bad long shot, but it's not a great play. Yeah, this game's tough. Don't think there's much home run viability in this one. Hits, runs, and RBIs aren't really outstanding besides Vladdy being a solid option and Bo Bichette being okay. Toro on the other side is okay for general props, but outside of that, nobody else on the Red Sox matches up too well. Overall, tough game. Not really a ton there that I like, and I don't think it's worth taking. Phillies, Braves. Mick Abel versus Elder. Abel's been giving up home runs like it's nobody's business. But let's start with the Phillies. We have a lean to the Phillies winning this game. Braves are the favorite, so Phillies as an underdog isn't a bad play today. I know Mick Abel's not been that good, but I think Phillies as an underdog has some value to it. There is some value to this one. And remember, underdogs win 40% of games in the MLB. That includes like the Rockies, the Nationals, like the bad teams. So these are two good teams. Underdogs winning 40% of the time. I really don't think Phillies are a bad play today as an underdog. That could be like a dog of the day situation if Abel can limit the home runs today. Schwarber matches up pretty solid. Schwarber for a home run, though, his odds at 320 is not bad. 280 I wouldn't touch. Anything in the twos I don't think is worth it for Schwarber. 320 is still a little bit of low value, but it's doable. I think its fair value today should be closer to 400. I'm at plus 400, so Turner looks good for general props today at a 6 out of 10. How's the pitch mix for Bello against the Jays? I just went over it, but only Vladdy looks good. Only Vladdy looks like he's viable for general props. Maybe Bo Bichette, but nobody matches up that well. Vladdy's the highest at a 5 out of 10. Schwarber here is decent. Turner's decent for general props as well. I wouldn't take Schwarber for anything other than a home run or bust. He's just not consistent enough with getting hits. Turner's good for general props today. I don't mind that. Bohm, Castellanos maybe for a hit. Outside of that, not too much here against Bryce Elder. He's a good pitcher. On the other side, Acuna is a 10 out of 10 against Mick Abel. I think Acuna is a must-add to a home run slip today. He is my favorite option for a homer today. He has been ice cold. Acuna has been ice cold here. Let's look at his game logs, see what's been going on. Dive into Acuna here. So he hasn't had a hit since 18 at-bats without a hit. And that was a home run, actually. He was hot here, obviously. Then he's been going strikeout, walk, strikeout, strikeout, walk, strikeout, walk, strikeout. He did have a hit here, sorry. But what is this? What is this run of just strikeouts and walks? Terrible. And then a lot of weak contact here yesterday. It's like he just wasn't. It's like he wasn't even at the game yesterday. He had a strikeout and then weak contact, decent contact, and then weak contact. But I think he is number one option today for me for a home run. He matches up so well against Abel. 58% of the pitches are fastballs. He's 4 runs above average against fastballs, and then the curveball is the secondary pitch. He's 7 runs above average. So he's striking out on a 4-seamer. He struck out on a 4-seamer, a sinker, cutter, 4-seamer, sinker. Yeah, he had a bad run here. He's had a bad run. But I do think today is a bounce-back day for Acuna. I think he looks great today. And at plus 300, it was higher earlier. At plus 300, it's good value. It's already going down. So if you're going to get in on Acuna, you might want to do that before it gets into the twos. It's only a matter of time until he gets into the twos. But great matchup for Acuna today. Matt Olson with a 5 out of 10 isn't terrible. I think Olson as a home run candidate here at plus 240 is a little bit negative. I wish he was at the plus 280 mark. He's not. Well, he is on Profit X. But, yeah, Matt Olson's not a bad secondary option for a home run today. A lot of these guys, like I said, McAble's thrown a lot of home run balls. A lot of these guys could be solid. Austin Riley, though, plus 350. It's not. He doesn't hit him enough. Ozuna, plus 350, also not enough. But Ozuna looks solid, possibly for a hit today. Riley as well. But Olson and Acuna are the two guys I'd focus on today. Drake Baldwin for a home run could be a solid long shot at plus 520. That's good value. If you're looking for a value play in this one, Drake Baldwin at plus 520 is good value. And then the bottom of the order, there's no one really to focus on. So Acuna, overall, he's probably my favorite batter of the day today. I like him to bounce back. He's been ice cold. Batter of the day for me is Acuna. Giants, White Sox. Oh, God, this one. Meatball Savali is pitching versus Landon Roop. Giants should win this game, although I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee their line is too juiced. It's not great value. I don't think there's enough value. At minus 144 is the fair odds in my book. Minus 158, minus 163, minus 155. Just not enough to take them today, I don't think. But Savali throws meatballs. If we just quickly look at how these guys match up, I mean, look at these numbers. We have 775, 604. Well, I guess it's just those two. But home run probabilities are solid across the board. Devers, awesome option for home run. His odds are cooked. They reflect it. Rafael Devers is sitting at plus 215. I'm at plus 233. He was around there earlier. He's moving down. Plus 230 on ESPN bet. That's not a bad line for him. Devers should probably hit a dinger today. Yastrzemski, not really looking at him for a home run, but for general props, if he hits leadoff, isn't bad. Elliot Ramos, also his line is cooked, but plus 320, it's actually not terrible. Plus 320 for Ramos is solid. Wilmer Flores, I wouldn't really touch him or Jung-Hoo Lee. Adama's at 4.37. That's okay. Plus 400 for a homer for Willie. I don't think he hits that enough. He doesn't hit enough homers to really have a break even of plus 400. It could be okay. There are some other books that have him at plus 290. So a plus 400, it's actually not bad value relative to the other books. So from a top-down perspective. But FanDuel generally, I think, is the sharpest. So they're probably more close to the true probability. I think DraftKings is just way off at plus 290 for Willie today. But at plus 400, if you want to take it from a top-down EV perspective, it's okay. I just don't see him having enough value at the plus 400 mark. Casey Schmidt's a good long shot today. Plus 460 for Casey Schmidt. I don't mind that. We'll see if he ends up playing. He only has one line out, so he might not play. But yeah, a lot of opportunity for home runs today. Devers being number 1, Ramos being number 2 for me. Schmidt as a long shot, Willie as a plus EV top down option. On the other side, Benintendi for general props. Yeah, Benintendi for general props, but no one really looks good here. It would just be Benintendi. Yeah, that's it. We don't really focus on the White Sox too much. Mariners, Rangers. Gilbert versus Eovaldi. Cal Raleigh is the best option here. He's the only one that matches up well against Eovaldi, and it's a 5 out of 10, which is really low for Cal. I think the Mariners are just in general a fade today. Also, probably a pretty low-scoring game. 3 to 3.5. Like, there's not much runs here. Josh Young. Smith. It's just nothing here. Eovaldi for 6 strikeouts. Gilbert for strikeouts could be actually really good, actually. Let's just see that real quick. Yeah, Gilbert at 6.5 Ks, I think, is a solid line. Only problem is he needs to go deeper into the game. If Logan Gilbert can go 6 innings today, this is a great line. We'll see how far he can go, but if he can go 6 innings, this is an outstanding line. Eovaldi on the other side, 4.5, also a good line at plus money, but we'll see how far he goes. This game is 100% how long can the pitchers go into the game. I don't know if Eovaldi goes that deep into the game. Let's look at his outs are. pitching outs for Evaldi. 17.5. Yeah, if he can go that, I mean, if he can go 17, if he can go 6 innings, I think his strikeout line's really good. Both of these guys have good strikeout lines today for overs. So that's more interesting to me in this game than the batters today. Cubs Astros. Now this one's a solid game. 2% home run factor. Horton versus Walter. Walter gives up home runs. Horton doesn't really. If we look at the Cubs today, I mean, Ian Happ, not really worth it. Kyle Tucker's got a good pitch mix for general props today. He's okay for a home run. Kyle Tucker, 420, 450 on ESPN bet. That's fair value. I have him at 456. So you could take Kyle Tucker for a home run, and it's a good value play. Seiya Suzuki, I think, is a great value play. He's probably my favorite one in this game. Plus 420 or plus 475 for Seiya. 6.11 on the pitch mix, but he mashes lefties. 2.17 total bases, 8 homers and 78 at-bats. 10% of his at-bats are home runs versus lefties. Against the pitch mix, I mean, Seiya's not really outstanding against much except the changeup, which he does throw 21% of the time. So Seiya's a solid option today for general props or a home run. Pete Crow Armstrong is home run or bust today. PCA at plus 600 is not bad value. I have him at plus 420, so great matchup here against the pitch mix. Really good against the cutter. It's kind of about it. He's good against the changeup too, but the cutter's where he does his damage. He's home run or bust against lefties. 2.17 total bases, but total bases per hit. Only 202 versus average, though. So PCA is a home run or bust option. Michael Busch, he just doesn't hit well enough, even though he's good on the pitch mix, to be considered today. So Kyle Tucker, Seiya Suzuki, awesome options for home runs. Pete Crow is a good long shot. Kyle and Seiya for general props are pretty solid as well. On the other side, Jeremy Pena for general props looks really good. I don't think any of these guys are great for home runs today, but Jeremy Pena for general props is good. Isaac Paredes could be solid for like a hit today or even hits, runs, and RBIs. That's really it on this team. I would just focus on those two. Overall, we do have this one being a pretty close game. The Astros could win this one. Oof, it's a 50-50 on the money line. Minus 108 for the Astros. It's just, yeah, I mean, not enough value to take the money line in this game, in my opinion. First runs, or Nerfy, though, first inning runs. Nerfy at minus 125 is exactly what I have it at, so nothing really there either. So, yeah, just those players for the props in that one. Rockies, Brewers. This is also a TBD, I think, now. Kyle Freeland was the starter. I don't know what's going to happen here. If you look at how they match up against Quintana's been pretty solid. Jordan Beck, though, does match up pretty nicely. I think Jordan Beck's the only option you'd want to take here. At plus 475, he's solid for a home run. 426 is fair value. So Jordan Beck would be the only guy I'd really consider here on the Rockies today for general props or a home run. On the other side, William Contreras matches up really well here. Jackson Chourio for a home run is not bad. Plus 500, it's not bad for Chourio home run today. Yelich I wouldn't take for a homer against a lefty, but he's good for general props. He's on an absolute heater. I think Yelich is someone you got to just keep riding right now for general props. Contreras for general props is really good today too. Even though he hits bad against left-handed pitchers, his pitch mix is good enough where I think he's good to get a hit today. Isaac Collins could be an absolute sleeper home run pick at plus 700. I really think that's a decent one with that pitch mix rating and his power numbers. 2 total bases per hit versus lefties. Once again, these are all considering the fact that Kyle Freeland starts. So make sure before you place these that he is listed as the starter. Or if he's at least announced as there's an opener and Kyle Freeland's coming in. If Kyle Freeland's out, this stuff all changes. So just keep that in mind. But the Brewers overall match up pretty well today from a pitch mix perspective against him. A lot of guys that look pretty solid for general props with these pitch mixes. Even Bryce Terang for a hit. Collins could do more than just a home run. It could be general props today. Rhys Hoskins, his odds are just way too low for a break-even point. But yeah, we got to wait and see if Kyle Freeland plays today. Brewers on the money line probably pretty solid at minus 268. Yeah, I think Brewers money line here is not bad at minus 210, minus 220, 223 is doable. Brewers minus 1.5, also not bad. Minus 102, minus 111. That could be done if you want to take Brewers minus 1.5 today. Yeah, we got to wait and see if Kyle Freeland's pitching. Dodgers, Royals. Dustin May versus Noah Cameron. Tough matchup for the Dodgers here today. Will Smith is probably solid for general props. Yeah, he is 0 for 13 against that pitcher. Pete is 0 for 13. I went over that one, yeah. But I think he's okay today for general props. Also, I will be posting this video on the YouTube channel, so if you go to YouTube and search Rude Bets, you can rewatch how I discussed that game if you missed it. Overall, Dodgers don't match up that well today. It's just Will Smith. I mean, Ohtani's lines are way too cooked. Noah Cameron's been solid. I think the Dodgers are a fade today with how juiced their lines are and how bad their matchup is. Like Ohtani 190 for a homer is insane. On the other side, though, Bobby Witt matches up really well. Bobby Witt matches up really well here. 8.79. Bobby Witt matches up well. I think his home run odds are still too low. Plus 400 is not enough. It should be higher. Bobby doesn't hit home runs enough for it to be plus 400. But Bobby Witt for general props looks great today. Jonathan India for general props looks great today. Maikel Garcia's all right. So really just the top three in the order here for general props look pretty good against the Dodgers. Dustin May for strikeouts about 4. If it's a 3.5 line, I think you can do it. But if it's not, yeah, 3.5 minus 140, it's not bad. Royals also, though, don't strike out much, so just be warned. Royals are one of the best teams at avoiding striking out. Noah Cameron for strikeouts, yeah, 3.5's a fair line. Nothing really there. On the money line, though, Royals to win this game could be a solid play. Yeah, they're an underdog. That's a good. The value here would be on them. The value would be on the Royals today. So if you are taking a money line in this one, I think this is a solid dog option as well. Nats Angels. Angels on the money line is not really worth it. Jake Irvin versus Soriano. Soriano does not allow home runs. I think he's only allowed like 3 on the entire season. So that's going to tell you right here, these guys probably are not good for home runs today. I think in general the Nats match up pretty poorly against him. He's a big ground ball pitcher. He doesn't allow flyouts. Tough day for the Nats offense here. James Wood is the best option at a 4.45. That's not enough for me to have confidence in him. Outside of that, nobody on the Nats really matches up well here. So I probably wouldn't touch him. Angels do match up well here. Mike Trout specifically, 7.41, 27% chance at a home run, plus 285. That's fair value for Trout today on the home run. I don't mind Trout for a home run today. Nito's okay for general props. Shawnnell, I probably would fade. Taylor Ward is a home run or bust option today as well. Taylor Ward, plus 390. Not bad value there. Plus 355, fair value. Same with O'Hoppe. Logan O'Hoppe, plus 350, fair value. So all three of these guys, I would say, are home run or bust. The only thing really in this game would be home run or bust. I don't feel confident enough in these guys' batting averages to take them for general props. These 4 would be home run or bust. Adele's the lowest, though, with that pitch mix at 3.12. That's not very good. But these 4 would be home run or bust. You could take your pick. I think Trout's the best option here. His value's fair, but his odds are, 285's tough, but it is fair value. Joe Adele's also fair value at 400, plus 400. O'Hoppe and Ward at plus 350, also fair value. So I think the book has all these guys priced exactly where they need to be. There's not much of an edge in any of them, but they all are fair, and you could take any of them for a home run, and the value is at least fairly priced. You're not getting screwed on the line. But that's really it in this game. Yeah, that's really it. It would just be those guys for as home run options. You could kind of sprinkle them around and put them on different slips, but yeah. I think my favorite would be Trout, then O'Hoppe, then Ward, then Adele in that order. And then Marlins Dbacks. Tell you what, Yuri Perez has been pretty good, man. Yuri Perez versus Merrill Kelly, both have been pretty good. This is a tough matchup. Dbacks should win this game. Marlins just don't match up well against anybody against pitch mix. Xavier Edwards would be the best option today. I think he's all right for general props. But Merrill Kelly's been so good. It's going to be tough. It's been tough. LeBron only has 4 rings. Is he overrated? Oh, my gosh. How does this affect LeBron's legacy? Yeah. I don't know about LeBron, man. I think he's good, but I just think that the team hopping just affects the legacy. That's the only problem. If LeBron stayed on one team and had 4 rings, he's the GOAT, and it's not even close. Let's see. Kyle Stowers again is the best option for a home run, but nothing great. I wouldn't really target the Marlins once again today against Merrill Kelly. I said that yesterday, and the Marlins actually went crazy. But today they just faced too good of a pitcher. I mean, it's tough. On the other side, Ketel Marte does match up well. Only problem is Yuri Perez doesn't give up home runs. I don't know. Has Yuri Perez given up a home run this year? Has Yuri Perez given up a single home run this year? Where's home runs? No, he hasn't. So he hasn't even given up a single home run this year. If someone's going to get one, though, it's going to be Ketel Marte. I think Ketel Marte, at plus 450, that's not a bad line. I know his probability here is really low, but that considers the fact that Yuri Perez has given up 0 home runs. So that is bound to break. He's not going to give up 0 home runs the whole year. Ketel would be the best option today. At plus 450, it's not a bad value play, assuming Yuri Perez gives up a home run. But that's not a guarantee. These guys do match up pretty well for general props, though. Ketel, Pavin, and Naylor for general props is not terrible. Eugenio Suarez, I don't know if he's going to play today, though. I do have him in the lineup. He's probably out. So we can just ignore that. So yeah, it would really just be these 3 for general props today. Ketel is a long shot for a homer. But on the money line, Diamondbacks win this game. Let's just quickly look if it's value or not. It's break even. Minus 198. You get it for minus 188, minus 180. It's not terrible. You could add this one, maybe like the Brewers and the Diamondbacks as a 2-leg. Isn't terrible. Both are considered technically positive expected value, but not by much. You're getting like a percent, maybe 2% on the play. But yeah. All right, so that's the last game. If we just look at all the projections here real quick, look at all the top batters. Judge, Cunha, Perez, all 10 out of 10s. We got some 8s here. 8 is great and above. So Trent, William, Isaac Collins, PCA, Bobby Witt, Perez. These are all great options for kind of anything. I would obviously not take all of those for a home run, but you could take them for general props, things like that. We talked about Mangum, Devers, Bush, not worth it with how bad he is against the batting average versus his lefties. Trout, solid play today for a home run. Ketel, solid overall. So yeah, top down looks pretty good. Walks, William Contreras, probably for a walk is pretty good, actually. I want to look at that real quick. Batter walks. Where is the Brewers game? There it is. William Contreras for a walk. That's pretty good. Plus 140, plus 155. That's not bad. William Contreras for a walk is not bad. But we have to wait and see if Kyle Freeland pitches. But yeah, I think that's gonna conclude the stream. We went over every game. If you guys want to get access to this dashboard right here, up there, this is the site right here, rudebets.com. There's a discount code. Go join it. You get access to all of these tools right here. And you can dive through and look at all the different leaderboards, all the pitchers, everything. So come join the site if you haven't yet. And yeah, this video is going to get posted on the YouTube. Let me go ahead and drop the YouTube link in the chat so you all have it. And you guys can watch this back in about an hour when it is, when it is up. If this ever loads. Sorry, it's being really slow. All right. There's the YouTube. Y'all can watch this back. Good luck today. The videos are posted every single day, as you can see here. The breakdowns have been awesome. Every single day, if you watch this back, you're going to hear some gems that were thrown out that actually come true. So make sure you guys tune back into that. Thank you for being here. Drop a follow on the Twitch if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't yet. And I will catch you all tomorrow for the stream. Same time, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll see y'all there. Peace out.